And we're hitting it with the ones and twos. Today on episode 4, we have the Quarantine. We have Andrew Chang on my top left. We have Miles Bollinger on the bottom left. And of course, my main man, cream buttery caramel, blacker than Jackie Brown, Mouton Chris.
Where? To your what?
Amazing.
To my bottom.
To your bottom. He's to the right of you.
I'm on his shoulders. I'm on his shoulders.
Okay.
How you fellas doing? And of course, I'm Kevin at T Tran.
I never doing. Tien? What's the middle name stand for?
Tien, which means money.
Nice.
Oh, the money man.
The money man.
Of course.
K-Tran, the money man.
K-Tran, the money man.
K-Tran, the money man.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Hey,
I love
man,
the background, by the way.
When I found out, I was like, well, where is it, Mom? But anyway, so, guys, shoot this shit. Before we find out what we're drinking, I want to know what you guys have for dinner, because obviously you guys know me. I'm always about food. Drew, what'd you guys have for dinner tonight, if you already had dinner?
Anna made it, but I helped her. It was like this pasta, but we couldn't find the fusilli pasta. She was getting kind of pissed.
Oh, fusilli, yeah.
So we used something else. What did we use, Anna?
Shells.
We used the shells.
Yeah.
And then we added spinach. We added sun-dried artichokes. She added something else.
No, it
was very good.
Yeah, I saw it. It was really good. What about you, Carmel man?
Man, so kept it like nice and easy today. Ellie bought this like delicious ass meat from Costco. It was like a steak. It was like a Mexican steak all chopped up.
Oh yeah.
And it was very succulent, very like juicy.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard. It was just like a perfect moisture. And then like she put it, just with some delicious corn tortillas.
Oh God.
Some avocado, some cheese, her homemade salsa as well. So basically we had amazing, delicious tacos.
God damn.
Definitely not hard shell.
Yeah. Hey, what about you, brother, a.k.a. Miles?
Yeah, so I had the same thing as Andrew, basically, except the pasta is not real pasta because I'm doing nothing of the vegan thing.
Vegan.
And so the pasta is made of zucchini, which is like kind of anticlimactic. But, I eat it. And I'm just like, this is fine.
Yeah. It makes the stomach not empty,
Yeah. I'm just filling it up with some fuel. That's all. And then the weekend comes, I'll just go back to doing my thing.
Hey, I'm with you on that. I just actually lost a bet to G Code. Actually, I didn't lose yet. Tomorrow we'll find out, but I only lost about 8 pounds. Had people losing 10 to 15. So let's drink to that. Gentlemen, what are y'all drinking? I'll start with you, Drew.
I am drinking this.
Ooh.
Johnny Walker.
Hey.
But it's Year of the Rat.
Oh, that's freaking tight.
You can see.
I can, dude. That's dope. Huh.
Yeah.
Very nice. What about you, Bollinger?
Bringing out the big guns, Drew. I'm not doing anything of the sort. I'm drinking. Actually, my friend Paul sent me all of these lists of these hilarious quarantine kind of terms or whatever. And so one of the terms was a quarantini, which is where you just kind of scrounge up bullshit from your house and like make something out of it. Yeah. And so I actually found the recipe online for 2 of the shitty liquors that I have, which is sake and gin. So I had some almost empty bottle of sake and gin, and you just basically mix those together half and half, and it's a sake gin martini basically. So that's what I'm drinking right now.
And how does it taste?
Yeah, and this is, by the way, this is like a kind of like a distillery for sake that I went to in Japan.
8,000 generation.
Brand of sake that I'm drinking. So it's just alcohol mixed with alcohol.
Very good. Hey man, very good. Hey, what about you, Brown Butter?
Man, so today, finally able to get some delicious beer. Going with the Devil's Backbone.
Hey. Real Ale Brewing Company.
Hey.
It's a Belgian style triple ale, and it is only in Texas. And I was waiting to drink it because I wanted y'all to be the first reaction like of me like having the first sip.
Okay,
So
let's get it.
it's pretty good. Notice the hue, the hazy hue of the beer.
Yeah.
Very delicious. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Real Ale, Devil's Backbone.
Duly noted. And gentlemen, of course, being the man of what do you call it, frugalness that I am, I got me the good old R&R Reserve, not to be mistaken by the R&R Canadian whiskey. It's the R&R Reserve, which is about 10 times better, but about $5 cheaper. That doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. It is what it is, gentlemen. And here we go. Little salute to you, gentlemen. Start our first little episode here. Fourth, I mean.
It's a fourth, yeah.
Fourth. Gentlemen, the topics for today, very exciting ones. We have a top 5 video games, best top 5, of course, what y'all think it is. And of course, the top 5 purchases / acquisitions. If you're materialistic and you love what you bought, you talk about purchases. If you're more of like what you've acquired through family or friends, you talk about that. And then, of course, the age-old, a.k.a. last 10 years, discussion of Jordan versus LeBron James.
You guys
So, tread lightly. Tread lightly.
Be careful if you step to me with that, bro.
Oh, brah, B-R-A-H. Shit. All right, gentlemen. So
Our
let's
friends
see
will
here.
come to blows.
I know. Good Lord. All right, gay boys. Which ones are we doing here? Which one you want to start off with? The top 5 video games. Whose topic was that?
That was mine.
Then good old Moo, you'll be going first. Tell me in orders of 5 through 1. What are your top 5, my brother?
5 through 1. So I didn't play a lot. Well, when I first threw out the topic, I was like, man, I didn't really play a lot of video games. And then when I was like kind of thinking back, and I was like, yeah, I think I did kind of play a good amount of video games. So I did follow the rules this time and only make it down to the top 5. And so my number 5 is Double Dragon.
Hey,
Fucking awesome game.
good old Billy and Jimmy. Look at Billy and Jimmy right there.
Nice and easy, man. Like you had the red guy, you had the blue guy, and they just went around and you just kick the shit out of things, right? I played the shit out of this game.
Yeah. Which one though? A Super Nintendo, which is what's up on the screen, or
Super Nintendo?
You didn't play the 8-bit one?
Nintendo. I'm sorry?
Did you play the 8-bit on Nintendo, the regular Nintendo, in the 80s?
No. Super
the regular
Nintendo Double Dragon.
Wow.
Actually, the regular Nintendo one was fun too, but the Super Nintendo one was awesome.
I played the one where if you did 100 jump kicks on the last level, you get unlimited lives. Yo, y'all didn't know that?
What the hell?
That's
No.
my first time hearing of that.
Drew. Oh, it must be the Chinese version. Drew?
Truthfully, it might be the not Chinese because it would be Japanese, but the Super Famicom version. I might have actually, truthfully, as funny as you're trying to be, it might have been the Super Famicom version.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to be real.
You did 100 jump kicks at the beginning of that last level, like where they had the nice ass carpet.
Yeah.
And then you get unlimited lives. So
how funny. Interesting, Drew. I would never have thought that you would have known some cool trick like that. That is not a backhanded comment.
I just always thought it was like a rip-off of, Street Fighter with Ken and Ryu, But I love the shit out of Double Dragon.
Yeah, RPG. All right. What's your number 4 there?
Number 3 and number 4 are kind of whenever I stopped playing video games because I played these 2 games probably the most I've ever played video games in my life. I take that back. My number two would be that we'll take that distinction.
All right.
But basically, I would play these and individually, like without being on the internet, was freaking awesome. And then, like right whenever the internet came on to where you can like start playing these games online, then I started getting my ass kicked a lot. And that's when like my video game kind of went downhill from there. But number 4, and I think number 4 is going to resonate with everybody, is going to be Grand Theft Auto.
Nice.
Played the shit out of that game.
But which one though?
A lot. Was it 3? Because it was like, I think it was like 3, then like Vice City, the one before Vice City.
3.
That was the first one that
Grand Theft
came
Auto.
back. That was dope, right? After like a layoff.
That's the first one where it first went into that like expansive kind of universe. Format. Yeah.
I always enjoyed watching. I never played.
Because two was a bird's eye view game where it's just, you look from the top, and then it's like it was basically PC bird's eye view. And 3 is when they changed it all up. It was like unbelievable.
Man, like with that one, you could literally just escape for like hours. Like I'm gonna do the mission, but then I'm gonna ride around for an hour and like steal cars and like run over hookers and then bring the hookers back. And I mean, it was just I like would get it was that was one of the games where like I would stop and kind of like have to fix my eyes because I was playing it so much.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my number 3, which is also Call of Duty. Also played the shit out of that game. And I mean, I freaking loved it. Especially like whenever you'd have like the Call of Duty, like parties online to where you can play with just your buddies. But then, like I said, once the internet came around and, I like, as soon as I would like regenerate, I would get sniped by some punk ass kid. Like I said, that kind of just made me just go downhill from there. And I really haven't played video games since, Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Some little shit that had logged 800 hours of the game in that week.
Exactly.
Whereas you only played 3.
Well, Moo, do you remember next to the Shipley's or Cliff's Burgers, me and you went and this little Asian kid named Timmy was beating like 8 kids at a time, and he was the youngest one there. And they're like, "We're not playing if Timmy's playing."
Yeah, man, that's like that's when it started like to not become fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now they may have changed it all. I just haven't been on there because specifically of Call of Duty and my number 2 just ruining video games for me. But I need to make a comeback and just kind of immerse myself in video games again. Which brings in my number 2. Now, my number 2 is, without a doubt, my longest running streak of all time. I mean, literally from 2nd grade, whenever I had a Super Nintendo, every single year, all the way until I got done playing PlayStation 3. Every single year, I had to have this game the second it came out, and that was John Madden Football.
Man.
Just iconic. Longest running tenured game that there is. Love love creating teams. Loved doing the franchise mode and all that stuff, making like Houston just, sports awesome. There's just awesome games. Loved it. Played a shit ton of it. Even back in the day with like playing like where you had to actually go to the person's house and play one-on-one. My brother and I would fight a lot over it because I would start beating him, and then he would throw the controller at me and storm out and turn off the game.
So that's how you know that we're old, because he called it John Madden.
John.
Right.
Kids nowadays probably may not know that Madden is actually John Madden.
Yeah, they don't know his first name.
Right. Number one is special in my heart because this was like, I call this my golden age of playing video games, meaning that I was in middle school, didn't have nothing but time on my hands, like not really like a girlfriend, no car, like all you did was play video games.
Yeah.
So my number 1 is for sure, I think it's going to be a special place in all y'all's heart, GoldenEye 007.
Of course.
Damn.
I did not play it.
This is probably the best Nintendo 64 game of all time.
And for me, it was like the only Nintendo 64 game.
Hey man, hey.
Well, that
Mario
Mario
got into it.
Hey, don't sleep on that Mario Kart 64, guys.
Yeah, that and Mario Kart were like the only 2 games I ever played on Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
The GoldenEye for sure, like the coolest characters, like awesome. Being able to go into like I think it was like the first where you can like battle like your buddy that was in there, like in
the
a
split
room.
screen 4-player multiplayer kind of mode.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was dope.
And my honorable mention, can't not mention it. Shout out to Gary Wang, Street Fighter.
Hey, can't get mad. Real quick in 2 seconds. Who is your favorite player? Blanca
for sure.
Oh,
Blanca was my go-to guy.
Oh, really?
Blanca was my go-to
Did you know that, or did you guess it?
Huh?
Kevin, did you know that, or did you guess
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Because we're strong Leo men.
Exactly.
That is the strongest character in the game.
He's not wrong.
Who was your favorite, Miles?
In Street Fighter, man, I would probably say Guile, because it's a guy who, like, even someone who doesn't know a whole lot about how to play the game can at least memorize the fucking 3 moves and just wreck shop somehow. Like, they can hold their own.
I always had trouble with the back for 2 seconds forward moves. The half crescent moves are easy for me. The Regu and the Ken. Yeah.
Guile was a little too slow for me. Plus, he was American Soldier that was played by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Absolutely.
That didn't sit well when you did it. That didn't sit well.
In his prime.
No, it did not. That was bullshit.
Come on, ladies.
Fucking foreigner.
I mean, man. I get it. Like, Jean-Claude Van Damme was the ultimate badass whenever Street Fighter movie came out. But, man, y'all couldn't find, like, just another dude that didn't have a French. I mean, Guile was the like.
Why wouldn't you pick a blonde guy at least?
Like Dolph Lundgren.
Why would you pick an American guy?
Dolph Lundgren. Oh wait, Dolph Lundgren's German.
American guy.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, no,
Dolph Lundgren would have made
like
more
Swedish.
sense than Jean-Claude Van Damme, I think.
I guess you're right. But he was the hottest at the
time.
Like
whenever you beat the game with Guile, like that, like the ending, like the end little movie for Guile was like going back to like America and like avenging, like the death of his, wife or whatever.
No. At the end, I think after you beat it, he went to like McDonald's or something, and like
the movie wasn't very good though.
I mean, neither was the remake or the sequel with Kristen Kruk, which I love her.
There's a sequel with Kristen Kruk. That sounds like an absolute
the
abomination.
It was
Hallmark.
Yeah.
No, TBS, straight to TBS.
Oh, that's even worse.
WGN when it was like back on channel 54.
TBS, total bullshit. All right, so let's go with the Mr. Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken, Andrew Chizang. What are your top 5 video games, sir? Give it to me.
Man. Let me get in here. I didn't put them in order.
No, hey.
But what I did do is just have them out, so I'll just talk about them.
Talk about them.
So one of the games that I loved was actually this Contra.
Oh, Contra, classic.
Awesome. I loved it, especially when I had the laser. We'd play this all the time. The bonus levels were the greatest. Contra was just super awesome too. Also, 2 dudes, no shirts, kind of like.
That's interesting.
Yay!
Always like that. If you notice, a lot of these games, the dudes are always
shirtless.
Like this.
Hey, he's right.
My next game.
You don't need shirts when you're that hard.
Double Dragon. Also, what Moo was saying, Double Dragon was awesome. So I thoroughly enjoyed playing that.
Awesome.
I respect for Drew for having the NES Contra, because all my favorite games are actually NES and not really Super Nintendo. So what do you call it? Props for that, brother.
Yeah, so whenever I would go back to Taiwan, my grandfather would spoil the shit out of me and get me whatever console was out there, or 2 at the time.
Wow.
So I would get like the Japanese versions, but I'd also get games super early too. And actually, funny that I was bringing that up, because the next game actually I think I got, and it was released before it was released in the United States. Nope, sorry, was NBA Jam.
Hey,
I played the shit out of. Always try to play with the Rockets. The only issue was it was Olajuwon, Otis Thorpe, and Robert Horry.
Yeah.
So the second guy was never like that strong.
Yeah.
If you wanted to play with like the Bulls, it was Scottie Pippen, but no Jordan, because Jordan had all that.
Yeah. Yep.
So I
I mastered the art of being able to go into that corner to be able to hit the three every single time.
Same.
So I stopped playing after the first couple of seasons, though. Like when it got to like the super version ones, like where it was David Robinson and like Hakeem Olajuwon on the cover. Gio, I didn't play those games, but NBA Jam I played the shit out of. That was really, really fun.
Original Jam was awesome. I mean, it was
Original
like
Jam was great.
a game unlike anything at the
Original
time.
Jam was good. Did y'all play it too?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
So Miles, what was your favorite team?
I mean, I would often play with the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay.
You know, I believe they did have Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson and Muggsy Bogues. I think that was the three, and that was a pretty strong team. Because Muggsy Bogues was really quick, Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson were really good.
Hell yeah.
And also, I was a huge fan of Alonzo Mourning back then.
I played a lot with the Sonics too. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
they had Sean Kemp and Gary Payton.
Yeah.
So I thought that team was pretty good.
Who's team? I played with Stackhouse, and who's that other guy that was with Stackhouse? What is that? Was it the Sixers?
The 76ers, I don't remember who else was on that squad, but yeah, Stackhouse.
What team was Stackhouse, Jerry Stackhouse on when he was a star?
The Sixers.
Probably the Sixers, yeah.
Okay, so I played with that team for whatever reason. I don't know why. It wasn't my favorite team or anything, but I just always played with him because whoever could shoot threes. And yeah, I mastered it. But I played the NBA Hang Time version the most, which is on N64. Just saying. Yeah.
Okay, so let me see what the next ones were. Shit, let me bring this back up. Yeah, so Mario Kart 3, I think I popped up on the screen just
Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Mario Kart. Super Mario Brothers 3.
I loved it.
That was a great game.
Super Mario Brothers 3 I played the shit out of as well, just because when you can first you try to beat all 8 levels, I think it was 8, but if you couldn't beat all 8 levels, you get them whistles.
The little flute, brother. It's called a flute. It's called a flute.
When they came out with that raccoon mode for Mario, I was like, damn, they didn't just do that.
They changed the game, Miles. They changed
like
the
you
game.
can man, I was like, god damn.
Hey,
they're gonna make that give raccoon mode. I was like, wow, they're just thinking outside the box now.
Wait.
It made me want to skip dinner to keep on playing the raccoon mode. Like,
wait.
whoa, what is this Avatar?
Is Raccoon the one where he flew?
Yeah, he can fly.
Yeah, that one.
You know, he can spin the tail to like hit enemies and stuff like that. I mean, it was like it was next level shit for sure.
Did y'all ever play with the one where he became that turtle that could throw the hammers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that was one of the special ones I remember.
For sure.
I played the shit out of that game, man. It was ridiculously fun. Funny story. When I was looking up the pictures, apparently a mint condition Super Mario Brothers 3 for 1990 edition for the whatever. I'm guessing 1990 would be what, Nintendo regular?
Yep, Nintendo regular. Yep.
Yeah.
$2,800.
God damn.
$2,800 if you have that.
So mint condition meaning never played?
Nah, normally you get graded on them things, and if you get like a certain score, then they're considered mint. Did you not collect like baseball cards or basketball cards? No.
Do you ever see this?
I did, Fleer.
You ever see those videos where motherfuckers try to just beat the game in the least amount of time? Just like flying through the whole fucking game, just doing all the shortcuts, and then just like it's amazing how fast they can beat that shit.
And I love that on the ones where on the side they're streaming it, so people are all like being like, "Go, you can do it! Yes, you can do it! No, you almost died!" No, that shit's fucking hilarious. But it's beast mode whenever they do shit like that.
Yeah.
And then I played the shit out of.
Oh man, this is awesome!
Oh
wow,
the best.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time.
Game was fucking awesome. Now
you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Kind of go off on a tangent here. I used to play this shit all the time with my sister, and I guess somebody died, so I wanted to keep on playing. We had a friend's house, and then we ended up getting into a fight. I started crying. My mom got pissed and then made us leave. And she was so mad. She gets to the fast food place. She's like, "Can I get a Whopper with cheese?" And then she's so mad at us, and me and my sister are fighting, and she's like pinching us and shit, which fucking hurts. And the lady's like, "Ma'am, we don't have that." And she's like, "What do you mean?" She's mad. She's like, "What do you mean? You don't have Whopper with cheese?" And the lady was like, "Ma'am, this is McDonald's." And so me and my sister, who are fighting with each other after like 3 hours, start cracking the fuck up. My mom then just starts laughing, and then we didn't get in trouble anymore. So I always remember that, but that was during my playing days of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, because that game was the shit.
The best. Shit, man.
So those are my 5.
Okay. Solid freaking list, just like Moose. God damn. Well, brother, it's time for yours.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh hell, goddamn
Okay, so
yeah!
there's a lot of overlap, I would say. Well, not too much. So me and Mutan, I guess, great minds think alike. I think I'm a huge Grand Theft Auto fan. So I've been playing since Grand Theft Auto 2, which I've randomly, I think I illegally downloaded it for the PC version for the computer, which is the bird's eye view game. And I love that game enough. And then when 3 came out on actual console, it was like this whole kind of like immersive kind of universe kind of shit. I absolutely loved it, and I've never not bought the Grand Theft Auto when it came out. Like Vice City, I bought it. The next one, I bought it. Grand Theft Auto 5, I bought it for one console, and then I got PS4, and then I bought it for that console also, and I beat all of them. And that's how much I grant. So I'm gonna give props to Grand Theft Auto 3 because that's when they first really changed the game up and created this whole universe where you can do whatever you want. And that like was like a video game unlike anything I'd ever seen, and I loved it.
Incredible.
So much.
Miles shit on us with all his pictures, by the way. Ours are all like 8-bit pictures. His is all like HD and shit.
Oh, yeah,
hey, man.
I was just trying to go for the gameplay, actual gameplay ones.
Yeah,
but
man.
yeah, you drive your own cars, hijack anything, do whatever you want. It's like this was one of the best games best feelings I've ever had when like playing a game for the first time and everything. The next one. So next one's actually a really recent one, and Red Dead Redemption 2. It's simply, I think it's the same makers as Grand Theft Auto, I believe.
I think so too.
I think so.
Is this the right one?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at how beautiful video games have become.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Grand Theft Auto, but with modern technology, and like the universe that you can go into is just absolutely endless, and the detail that you can the details absolutely incredible. I mean, this is one of the most like visually beautiful games I've ever seen. It was, I beat this game too. It was like a great game, like all about kind of like the Western frontier and stuff like that. Fucking awesome game. It was probably, even though it's just released last year, I think it's probably one of the best games ever.
You understand that tree, like one of the trees, just to make that one tree was about the equivalent to 64 8-bit Nintendo games.
Yeah, pretty much.
64 of them.
Just a patch of the 1 square foot on the ground. It's like a 64-bit.
It's like 64 of our actual game that we played.
Yeah, I remember when like PS4.
This is what makes me want to go out and get a new console.
You can just waste time playing this shit. Not waste, but like burn time playing this.
Yeah.
It's an amazing game. I think anyone this is like the kind of game. It is online, but you can. It's mainly a single player game, so you don't have to even play the online version. But it's something that even for someone who hasn't played video games in forever, you can get into. So it's an awesome game. Number 3, I would say definitely GoldenEye. Also, I mean, the fact that like at the time, like, I'm sure we'd look at it now and see it's all pixely and stuff like that, but at the time that shit was like legendary level like graphics.
I remember that part.
Yeah, the fucking levels that they had was like, we were like, just at the time it was just flooring how fucking awesome this game was. The 3D aspect of it, like how you can play your friends in like multiplayer versions, the levels that they had, it was just like a groundbreaking game at the time. It was just badass. I remember back in Clements High School, we'd just get together at someone's guy's house and everyone would just be playing this fucking game all the time. Just multiplayer, nonstop.
By the time I got to y'all were so good, I just stopped playing, and that ruined it for me. For 20 years, I never played first-person games because of the fact that y'all got so good at it. I would die within like 5 seconds every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely probably Nintendo 64's like flagship game, like right here. The next one, I would say Tekken Tag Tournament. Like, so I wasn't a big fighting game person, but like Tekken 3, it was like a really fun game to me. In high school, we all started playing that game. And then I had this friend named George Sato, who's one of my close friends, and he was a amazing Tekken player, and he took me under his wing like his sensei. He was my sensei. And then so basically he told me how to get from the regular peon level to like next level. And so Tekken Tag came out, and I really started getting into playing this game. We went to UT undergrad college, Gary and Jeff and me would be in one dorm, in one kind of apartment, playing this game in the late hours of the night, getting pissed off at each other. Like people like Gary would slam down the controller, walk out, and Jeff would be like, "I don't want to play if you're angry anymore." Just, while smirking the whole time. You know, one time I took my fist and I punched the seat, the armrest of the couch, which was like a fully furnished apartment, and broke the shit. Like my hand went and broke the fucking armrest, and then just shit like that would happen over Tekken, but. Those are great times, and I will cherish those memories forever.
Gary used to get super mad once we were playing 2K, and he fucking left the house and had to walk around the neighborhood. And we were playing at his house. I was home with his parents, and he went outside to go like cool off.
Oh my god!
Man,
I would love to see that.
House, at my parents' house, my old parents' house, there is like patches of walls that is like not the same color, because I would get so frustrated with Grand Theft Auto. I would like slam the controller down, walk out, and for some rhyme or reason, just punch the damn hole in the wall.
How old were you?
Video games, man. Oh man, I was like college, I think, high school.
Yep.
High
Old
school,
enough
college.
to know better.
Wow.
Right.
I mean,
Like there are dents in the wall, and like there's for sure like 3 or 4 where the fist went through the sheetrock, for sure.
wow, dude. I used to do this. So my game was Nintendo. So they had those little rectangle controllers. If I would lose, I would start cussing like crazy, and then I would start biting the actual controllers. But there were teeth marks all over for my controller. I had 4 controllers, teeth marks all over them. And then
I can
Nam,
picture that anger though.
Yes, my middle brother Nam. He was like 1 year old or younger. He would be in the crib in the same room, just listening to me, just watching me, play. And I would cuss and it just, all kinds of, all the words. And then one time he was, my dad was outside with him. Like my dad was washing the car or something, and he was just outside with my dad. And he just started saying all these cuss words. I think he might have been a little over 1 year old at the time. My dad comes in, brings him by one arm, carries him, comes in, slaps me across the face. I fly across the room, and I'm like, what? I'm crying. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? And then my dad goes, did you hear your brother Nam? Your brother Nam was cussing, saying, all kinds of stuff. And he looked at my mom and goes, did you teach him? And my mom goes, no. He goes, I didn't teach him. And they looked at me because obviously I'm the only other person there. Dude, my dad beat my ass.
It was an open and shut case.
Didn't even ask me if I taught Nam those words. He just knew.
Man, my brother and I, we would get into full on like fist fights, like wrestling. I mean, it was like Armageddon whenever I would like beat him, especially if it was like on like a last play of a game or something like that. But, I mean, it was just like full on like wrestling, and all my dad would do would be like, hey, sit out.
It's like a faint voice coming from downstairs.
Like that's the most effort that he was willing to expend on that situation.
Of course. I mean, it's brothers, man. Brothers are gonna fight.
Oh my god, that's freaking hilarious.
Man, I don't think that there's been ever anything like in my life to get me riled up like video games, like losing a game or like not completing a mission after like the 4th or 5th time, and you're like just about to do it, and you're just.
Dude.
All right, so I'll give the props. I'll bring it back. I'm gonna give my shout out to the last game, which might be arguably my favorite game of all of these games.
Very good.
Thinking about it, and that is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Super Nintendo.
Amen. Amen to you.
I mean, God damn it, this game was like it had it all. I mean, Zelda itself. The Nintendo games were great games, and they were awesome, like classic kind of games.
Yeah.
But the Super Nintendo version kind of took it to the next level. The graphics were that much better. I mean, it was just the storyline, everything was just an absolute masterpiece of a game. The music, beautiful game.
Oh my
like,
God.
I mean, I thought this was one of the greatest games ever created.
I'm getting chills.
Yeah. God, this game was awesome. I mean, it's a game that like you could even play it now and it would be entertaining. You know, and it's just
I hear
like,
some music.
yeah, I mean, the Japanese people, they created a goddamn masterpiece with this one. This was like a fucking amazing game. And
Brother,
yeah.
I still have some of the music of the soundtrack on my playlist today. Like the fairy gardens and all that shit. Fucking,
Yeah.
they're still on my playlist.
Yeah, I love it.
Gigi hates it. Mm. Oh wow!
That like low bit
Wow.
MIDI sound.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
That 8-bit just do.
Dude, amazing.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to go down memory lane with these games. I mean,
Gentlemen,
It was
gentlemen,
very fun to go back down and hear, just to be able to reminisce about them.
before we move on to the next topic, guys, I want to tell you my favorite game. Just one. I have a
course.
few. My favorite game that I've played even as recent as a year and a half ago, because I like Moo, I stopped playing games, I think 7th grade for me. 7th grade. But the game that I played up to about a year and a half ago, and especially when I was in California by myself on the mountain, Tetris 1984, the very first one, 8-bit Nintendo with that Russian freaking music. Yeah.
I never tagged that as Russian, but now I will probably.
Hey, what if it's like Tchaikovsky or something? Hey,
You got to do this dance to it.
yeah, dude. My record of playing that one day, I think I ended up. I know this is really weird. I played about 11 hours in California, and I ended up throwing up, getting dizzy, and throwing up because I played so long. Yeah, I played so long because I was in a trance. I would just play, and there's sometimes I would just my eyes would cross, and the stream would get blurry, and I would still play and make like badass moves, like just.
It's just muscle memory, like
muscle
instinct at that
memory,
point.
and yeah, it was just like A and B. That's it, left and right. That's all it was, and that is my forever favorite game to this day. So shout out to 8-bit 1984, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, Drew, are there any other things you would like to talk about in the topic before I move on to the next?
No, not on the video game stuff. We still got a couple things.
All right. Gentlemen, the next topic I want to bring up are the top 5 purchases, aka or / acquired. Top 5 purchase or acquired in your life. Whose topic was that?
Oh, that was mine.
Brother, well then you know the drill, Pill.
All right, I'm gonna get right into this shit.
Please do, Daddy.
Okay, these are in no real particular order, but
Yeah.
top 5 purchases, I would say this was like an impulse buy kind of, because I was like, I kind of want to be healthy and shit, but then I'm just gonna try this shit out. So it was like the meal kit, the vegan meal kit shit. Okay. So this serves many purposes, and that's why it's like so good. Like, first of all, in quarantine, I don't have to go to the goddamn grocery store anymore. This shit just keeps coming to me, you know? And then before, I used to like go to the grocery store, kind of senselessly buy food, and then like it just spoil in my fridge. I'm just like, I'm a fucking terrible person. Like when I have to throw this food away and
Wasteful.
now it's just the right amount of food for like what you eat in a week, and then like you're never like, you know, wasting anything. It's like it's kind of like perfect for my lifestyle and everything. So
Very good.
$75 like a week. I mean,
Not bad.
I think it's like perfectly exactly the amount of food I should be buying with zero waste. And so,
That's
and
amazing.
on top of that, given the coronavirus, like, you know, that's even a greater plus. I don't have to even worry about going to the store.
That's
Is there a certain
amazing.
company that you use?
It's Purple Carrot is the one I use, but I think there's a couple of them. Yeah, that sounds so hipster and vegan. Like
Yeah.
some guy with a neck beard. I have a little bit of a neck beard, but like some guy who looks smelly and he has like a tattoo, a fucking unicycle or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm vegan.
Yeah.
You know, but like I'm doing it actually for my health. So
And it's
don't have
it's probably non-binary as well.
I identify as a tortoise. You know, like, anyways, so okay, the next one is okay. So Spotify is something that I love. It has given me. It's like probably the best service that I own.
Drew put me on.
great service. Like their algorithm for like finding new music that you like and stuff like that, and the things you can do with Spotify, like sharing things with your friends. It's great enough as is, but they have a bundle. They had a bundle where you bundle Hulu and Spotify for the same price of like $9.99 or something a month. So I get both of these fucking things for $9.99 a month. This is probably the best purchase I've ever made in my life. And like, I don't even know what the term of the pack bundle is because it never goes out. Like I never lose Spotify or I never lose Hulu or anything like that. It just keeps fucking going. I don't think it's on my account or something because I've just been getting Hulu and Spotify, same price as Spotify for like the last like 2 years or something. Like
That's awesome.
And
is that like did you sign up when you were like a student?
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Yes, it was a student deal. So I don't know if they don't know how to stop it.
They don't.
But this
Miles
thing
was
has
going for his PhD.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll show my student ID for the rest of time if I have to. But it's just a fucking great deal, and I love Hulu's really good. It's not like Netflix and Hulu, you might have like differences in terms of which one's better, but Hulu has its own kind of niche of like the streaming service side of stuff. Like they show like a lot of the TV stuff that Netflix doesn't have. And so between Spotify and Hulu, I mean, man, I'm getting so much value for the monthly price. And so I've never been happier making that purchase.
Very good.
Okay, the next one, I had to put a picture with this one because it's like probably a lot of people don't even know about this shit, but like an AeroPress coffee maker. This was not something that I bought. I didn't know what the hell it was. And my little brother gave me this for Christmas. And so this is basically, a way to press your own coffee to make kind of single serving coffee things. And
like a French press, but
yeah, kind of like a French press, but like it's way easier to use, easier to clean. And so I've been using the shit out of this thing. You can make, different kind of brewing methods and stuff like that. And so rather than, I used to use the kind of like the 1 cup throwaway kind of method of like, I think it was tea leaf, or I forgot what the brand was, but like it was like kind of like a cup thing. And then this one has like absolutely zero waste. So I'm fucking helping the environment. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm about.
How much is that?
I don't know. It's probably cheap. It's not. It's probably like under $20 or something. So yeah, I ground my own coffee. I take the beans out of the bag and like, God, like a real like a
goddamn hipster
who loves his craft, who loves his coffee.
You're a goddamn
so I feel like
hipster.
now I'm like at the pinnacle of like
you're the granddaddy,
coffee, like connoisseurism, I guess. So
how many cups do you drink a day, Miles?
And that's another thing why this is good. I don't drink a whole lot of coffee. So I'll make 1 cup in the morning and that'll last me. And maybe when I'm super tired, I might make 1 cup in the afternoon. That's it. So this it doesn't hurt me that this doesn't make in bulk.
Yeah.
And then, okay, the next one, so I might sound like a goddamn barbarian, but so a 12-inch nonstick frying pan is what the next thing. So I guess I had never purchased an actual frying pan in my life. All the frying pans that I've gotten were hand-me-downs from like parents and stuff like that. Like I use this fucking old-ass pan. So this is the first time I was like, you know what? I don't know what this nonstick is about, but I'm sure it's pretty good. I'm going to leverage the technology. And so I have a 12 inch is like the biggest kind of pan size that I could get for like a stove, like an oven, like a countertop oven thing.
Yeah.
And the way that this thing is so useful for cooking that you can make a lot of like, it's the versatility that it offers. Is just incredible. It has a lid on it, and I'm probably just, and I know lids aren't fucking something that came out like last year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a technological advancement.
Lid, what is that?
But for me, it is an advancement. So now I'm like kind of reached modern times of cooking.
Nice.
So, God damn it, like the money I spent on this frying pan. Man. Yeah, I'm a Renaissance man.
got your vegan, food tray. You got the AeroPress. You
Jesus.
got the damn frying pan.
I'm over here just like, I'm just like trailblazing out here. You know what I'm saying?
Meal kit.
Yeah, meal kits.
What was it? What was it when we were in Austin? I'm just up here, and I'm down here just looking at all you.
I'm looking at all you idiots on the lower plane than me.
I mean, through a straw.
Okay. All right. Without further ado, the last one. So this is another thing where I was living in 2000 and fucking late. Okay. So like a Roku streaming stick. Okay. So I've been hearing all this shit about these streaming sticks, like Apple TV, Roku streaming stick, Chromecast in the background. I was like, I don't care what that is. You know, I got a smart TV, but then my smart TV was like some old ass smart TV. It was like fucking horrible. Like the way to use it was just so slow. This thing combines everything into one. Now I can take all of the stuff that I stole from Jessica Tsow's account and bring it in, like HBO, like TNT, like what else do I got from her? All kinds of channels, TBS, like all these channels combined with the fact that I now decided to pay for my own Netflix instead of stealing it from Diana. I can now combine everything into one, and like the power is absolutely at my fingertips now. Like I have so many channels that like it's just ridiculous at this point.
Brother, you understand. You understand a TI-83 is not a smart TV, right?
I found that out too late, brother.
I echo that, Miles. I echo that because I do have the Apple TV, and that's my primary, like that's the only thing that I have for like hooked up to my television. So like all my TV, all my movies, all my music, all my photos, everything is just all in one little tiny box, and it's connected to everything. So I fully agree with you.
A consolidator. It consolidates your entertainment universe, and I can't believe I jumped on this so late. But I mean, now that I have it, I can't imagine my life without it.
Better late than never. Yep.
Anyways, that's my 5.
All right. Let's hear. Drew, did you go last time?
I went middle.
You went middle. So let's.
Wait, did I go last?
I went last. So
I went middle.
Yeah.
All right, Big Moo. Why don't you go next? Why don't you let us know what your top 5 purchases / acquisitions are?
So whenever I was coming up with the list, I was like, it was late at night last night, and I was just kind of like in my room, just kind of like looking around. So like a lot of these things are like from like my room, right?
There are things that you bought.
Hey, because you Marie Kondo'd everything else out. So
right. So number 5, I actually started with, and I'll give props to Philip and Fat Boy for turning me on to Ultra Boost, right?
Oh yeah.
And the reason why I put Ultra Boost up there is because obviously recently Ellie and I, we were on our honeymoon in Spain and Portugal, and we did a lot of walking,
Yeah.
And those shoes probably saved my life from the amount of walking that we did, because my feet were all good, my knees were all good, my back was all good, and I would not have lasted that much had I been just like with my regular kind of Nike shoes. So sorry to say that for you, Gary, but I was always a Nike guy and was fighting it. Was like, Ultra Boost. I never really even liked the designs of Ultra Boost. It wasn't my thing. But buying those for long distance walking, and now I use them for running, absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. So
Gary's somewhere punching the air right now.
Yeah. He's punching the sheet wall. I agree with you, Moo, because I actually thought about that today when I was playing tennis. I had mine on. I'm like, when am I going to buy some new ones? These keep lasting too long. And I run with Drew with it.
Keep lasting too long.
Yeah, but I run with Drew with him, and I play I don't play basketball with him, but I run with him, and I play tennis with him, and I work out with him. So
man, I would love. Now basketball shoes I've never strayed. It's always been Nike. Always.
Right.
But if Adidas did make Ultra Boost basketball shoes, I may have to give it a shot.
They do have some of that. Like James Harden has some shoes that have the Boost technology in them, and they're really comfortable too.
Oh wow!
But yeah, the Ultra Boost, I use them for running too. They're absolutely comfortable. The cushioning is like unreal. Like I think it's like so easy on your legs that it's pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
Hey,
He's punching the air right now.
He's right there right now. Look at these handsome guys. Wow. Moo.
So much shit to
Chris, I mean, Drew, is this a fantasy football draft from like 10 years ago or something?
Yes, from over 10 years ago. I don't know if it's like choppy or not. If it's choppy, I'll stop it. But this is him talking shit to him. Ultra Boost? We don't fucking wear Ultra Boost? You wear an Ultra Boost.
Whatever I'm telling Gary, he is wanting to punch me in the face. That is for sure.
Hey, they're cheering us, guys. Hey, pull up a shot.
That
Cheers,
is
old us.
They look
Cheers,
right at
old
me.
us.
Drew. How do you? This is on YouTube.
It's on my. So I stay.
Did you see that last part?
Oh, wait. Did your face?
No, someone just came in and like
That
reloaded my
was
shot glass. I was like, oh no.
Oh no! Is that Tommy?
That has to be Tommy.
Oh,
Some
it's
girly-
This is definitely. This might have been one of the first couple of because we were at somebody's apartment for this, but it was Gary. Gary was just wasted. It was so great. I have a couple of videos of that night actually.
That's awesome.
Hey guys, how come I don't come to any of these? How come you guys never invite me to the fantasy football stuff?
Back then, you were hanging out with your number ones and number twos, your wedge brothers. Yeah. Family. That's okay. Family comes first. That's okay.
But number two, I don't know anything about football. All right, cool. So,
But you know a lot about making everybody happy, Kevin, and that's
Hell
what
yeah.
we need.
Love. Wow.
love and wow. All right, Moo. So you got the what is it? The Air Maxes. I mean, excuse me,
The Ultra Boost.
Ultra Boost. What's next, brother?
Number 4. This is a recent purchase, a recent acquisition, but bicycle, right? My bike.
Hey.
Being able to ride. You know, if I had a motorcycle, I would imagine that's probably like a similar kind of feel to it. But just being able just to get out and just ride, man, it's been pretty fun, pretty therapeutic.
Yeah.
Just to get out and ride and see, just, you know, it opens yourself up to a lot of new and different terrain as opposed to like running or like walking. Just getting out on the bike and just being able to cruise.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Reminds me of
That does sound fun.
when I was a kid and did nothing but ride bikes.
That
So
Huffy.
it
Get on that
kind of,
Huffy.
you know,
Yep.
brings you back.
So are you
Running
going
in the
on
morning-
this? Is
Go
it
ahead,
are you going on the streets and stuff, or is it like in traffic and everything, or is it danger? You have to be careful. and
Yeah.
stuff? I'm just kind
I
of
see what you mean.
worried.
No. I mean, no. Like the first couple times, I was, you know, you're definitely nervous, but as long as you're not like on the highway or like, you know, stuff like that, like you're good. But like me, like I would say like of the kind of like 16, 17 miles that I do, it's like it's like mixed. It's like most of the time I'm on roads, but it's not roads where there's like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then whenever I get on like this one main street, the sidewalk is like 10 feet wide.
Oh yeah.
So I usually ride that for a while.
You're
So
smart.
it's a good mix. It's a good balance. But people, you know, I think people like nowadays, because, you know, there's a lot of people out and about, are like more just paying attention to, you know, people being out and about. So I've never had any kind of close calls or anything like that. And it's definitely made me pay more attention as well as driving. So I'm like, oh shit, man, like got to look out for one of my own, you know?
Yeah, the biker boys, you know, like
Yeah,
the fucking union of biker boys.
Who's gonna get
Dante
a jacket?
Bosco.
He's gonna get a jacket for his bike.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
What is that? What is
But
that
yeah,
song?
no,
The song from what's that show with the bikers?
Oh,
show.
Sons of Anarchy?
Riding through this world.
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. Never mind. I guess I'm not. I'll show myself out.
How does it go?
We're riding through this world.
Riding through this world.
Fucking Three's Company over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mixture of Three's Company and something from TGIF.
Yeah. I'll just,
But some people say it's even harder to find.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's it.
Wow. Okay, Drew.
Takes your soul
Damn.
on your own.
Wasn't this the theme song?
Drew. Damn.
I watched this show for a good many seasons until it kind of started to trail off. But
Is it worth watching or no?
the first few seasons are definitely.
Sons of Anarchy?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of people watch it.
I thought it was a pretty good show for a little while. The last seasons are kind of maybe forgettable, but yeah.
Like that main character, dude. That's like kind of where he started, and then
Hunnam, Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah. Who's it? You Moo?
Moo.
Yep. So that was bicycle. Awesome. Highly recommend
number
getting it
3.
if you're looking for an alternative of some sort of sports and staying active, and something that you can just get on and just go.
Right.
Number 3. Oh, and also I do plan on whenever like the shops open back up, is maybe stopping off and having like a little like some water, like a little cafe or something like that. Maybe have a cup of coffee and get back on the bike. But opportunities are.
Are you in fucking Florence, Italy, or something like that? Like
exactly.
do they have that kind of shit in Sugarland, Texas?
Stop off and just have yourself a little cup of coffee.
Why'd you say Florence? Because of the streets?
No, I don't know. It had a very European. The way you're describing it was kind of like a European feel to it, not like.
I didn't say I was going to stop off and have some wine and cheese on my bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's funny that you said that. When I was running in Florence, it was the only time that I actually shed a tear. Running, listening to music, because it's fucking Oh my god, this is great. I wrote like a post about how you got to enjoy life and stuff, but it was so funny that I just deleted it on Facebook. But Florence,
you deleted on me.
Yeah, I posted it and I was like, this shit corny as fuck. No music,
Man,
and no sites. When I got back, I was like, this is corny as shit.
Damn it. Damn it. I wish you didn't
delete
delete it.
Go ahead, move.
Number three. This is, like I said, this is when I started kind of looking around my room going, what do I have in here? Number 3, AirPods, and specifically the AirPods Pro. And the reason why I like that so much is because it goes hand in hand with my number 2. But the AirPods Pro has the noise cancellation system, right? And so great for the plane, don't hear anything. And it really, really came in handy whenever we were on a train. It was about a 3-hour train ride from one city to another in Portugal. And it was like you were sitting like in like a little like train section that was like this, where it was Ellie and I here and 2 old ladies right here. And we were probably about like 5 feet apart from one another. And they fucking talked nonstop the entire 3 hours. But I didn't hear one word they were saying because I had my noise cancellation AirPods Pro in. So definitely helps out. Don't have to worry about the cords and strings and all that. It hooks up immediately. Boom. Love it. And it has long battery life, which goes to my number 2, which is my iPad. So the iPad I use a lot. I use
Drew's iPad a lot.
Wait, what? You have my iPad?
No, back in when we lived together.
Oh my god. Motherfucker. Go ahead, Moo. Go ahead. Motherfucker. I came back. All the tabs at the top were all different porn sites.
Hey, what are friends for?
Big busty Latina doing this.
Like someone's
doing
been
that.
up to no good.
Good. But you know what? Hey, I'll give it to Drew. Drew never made me feel uncomfortable about any of that shit. And that's why I love that nigga.
The funny thing is, I think I want to say it was like
I love that
Monday, it was like a Sunday. We picked like a Disney movie we're watching. He's like, I gotta look at this. So to me, it was like, bro, we're watching this Disney movie, and just all of a sudden you decide you want to go wank it. So obviously, it shit was so funny.
Oh man, what a good life!
Go ahead, Kubu.
What a good life!
I'm just gonna take this real quick and be right back.
Don't push pause. I'll be right back.
Keep watching the movie. Keep watching
Different websites too. It wasn't just one website. It was different websites.
You gotta see which one I like.
Maybe you start one and you come back to one where it's like kind of in the climax, and the other one's just getting started. I get it. I understand.
I like how you just like you open up all the tabs and you watch the porns, but then you're like, man, you can have this back. You know, just like you don't care about any housekeeping. Like I'm gonna cover my tracks.
Yeah,
It's like
because once it's all out, like you have that 10 to 15 seconds of just dumbness, right? Like
Thanks,
like it's
Drew.
all out of you.
yeah. I was like, I guess I'll just give this back.
Yeah.
Oh, were you using this?
So number 2 iPad, like, you know, easily I use it at night, especially because like, you know, I'll go from like reading the book while listening to music on the pods. Ellie's knocked out, not disturbing her. And I can flip it to looking at SportsCenter, I watch Hulu actually while I'm at work, you know, and I have that going on at the same time. So just, you know, great device. You can do a lot of shit on it. So that's my number 2. My number 1, this was actually a gift to me, and it was a birthday gift from one of my old coworkers at Allstate. And it is a framed picture of Andre Johnson kicking the shit out of Cortland Finnegan. That's my number 1.
Wow, what a gift that a coworker would give you.
Amazing gift. I still have it framed. I have it framed, like, on the shelf in my room. Freaking awesome. I think it actually even may be autographed, I think.
Wow.
By Andre Johnson. I'll have to go and check. But yeah, it was like part of like a going away gift that like my coworkers got me, and I freaking loved it because 1, I fucking hate the Tennessee Titans, and 2, I fucking hated even more Cortland punk ass Finnegan. So Cortland Finnegan, if you ever watch this, if you ever somehow get this, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Hey, I might have Mikey paint this because that's a badass pick.
Mm-hmm.
Also
Andre
badass
Johnson
because
was such a cool dude.
Exactly.
And
That's
he
what made it
lost his shit.
That's what
I
makes
always
it so
wonder
awesome
what was
Andre
said
Johnson.
to him to make him punch him like that. You know, it must have
I
been
think
some
it was just
absolutely
family
heinous shit.
Family, girlfriend, wife, something, man.
Just the culmination.
I think it was a lot of things that built up over time, and he was like, you know what? Today I'm gonna get that motherfucker. I get it. I understand. But and I purposely kept this off the list because I know we have to turn in our list to Andrew, and I didn't want him to see it. I wanted this to be a surprise. But this is actually my number 1 awesome, most amazing thing that I have acquired in my life.
Moon's out in a Chinese gear. Look at it.
Most
Drew,
awesome,
your dad?
amazing thing.
And
Wow.
my dad, normally when people ask him to draw shit, he just does it real quick. Moose, he actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. When did you get that?
That is my number 1. He actually dated it.
Oh my God, that is beautiful. Oh my God.
Yeah, right here.
2017.
17. Hey, Daddy. Oh man, you look amazing.
Hands are the hardest thing.
Shout out to JC
JC Chang. Damn. So. So the number 1 pick.
Awesome.
So yeah, I didn't put that on my list because I didn't want Andrew to see it.
Hey, what a great surprise. Well, brother. Looks like Drew. Is it Drew? Are we on Drew for the top 5 purchases? AKA acquisitions? Goddamn.
One is these Bose headphones. I think Chris used to have them too, but then he moved on up to the AirPods. Are those better than these?
Man, I would say so.
Really?
I
Better
would
than
say so.
The sound quality too?
Yeah, the AirPods Pro are amazing.
which one costs more? Which one costs more?
They're the same price.
Because I don't. Will yours? Do you have to adjust mid-run? Is my question.
Not really.
It's not really. Okay.
These are the old AirPods. The old AirPods, yeah, these are not good. These are only just for sitting and talking. The new ones, yeah, they're incredible.
Gotcha. So I would just say invest in a nice pair of headphones nowadays because everybody's outside quarantining and shit like that. So that's one of them. Another.
Those Bose earbuds are badass. Drew let me borrow one of his, or actually gave me one of his old ones. Amazing. Really good.
The next thing are these Nike Vaporfly Zoom Next shoes that Ellie talked me into getting. Because I've been running a lot, man, these things are crazy because they cut a lot of time off of your running time, and they don't hurt my feet. Normally, a lot of these type of shoes hurt my feet. So I cut like 30 seconds off a mile per mile if I'm going to run like 5 or 6 miles. These things are pretty badass. They're also very, very light.
So I would like them if I don't like running, but if I wore them, I would like it.
You would like them if you wore them. Now, these are the ones that like the marathon runners get. So you wouldn't be able to just get them. You'd have to like go on StockX, or if you can just kind of find them somewhere. They're a little bit of a retail value, but if you decide you do want to really start go running, which you're not, because I can't even get you to run with me for like two days straight. The next thing is, I am terrible when it comes to being a handyman. Like it's non-existent. Not even just terrible. I'm non-existent. Yeah. So the toilet paper holder broke off in the guest bathroom, and so I was getting very upset because I don't like doing this shit. I was trying to figure out what all I need to do, and so my next thing is this Dry Dex spackling and nail hole filler. So apparently, if the thing falls out and this
is certainly not expected, but I welcome the information.
Here's the thing. When this thing came out, there's a big hole in the wall. I don't want to make it look shitty because then Aaron's going to get all mad at me, right? So now I got to figure this stuff up. I go to Home Depot, but if you guys have been at Home Depot, they're not there to help you. They're just there to collect a check. So I have nobody there to help me. I did not know what to do. And I did what I always do, which was to call my dad, which my dad has spoiled me all my life. So I don't know how to do any of this shit. You know, I'm not a handyman whatsoever. But then I was like, Dad, you just got to teach me how to use it. And then so I actually filled in the hole with this spackling and nail hole filler. And it was the first time I ever did something on my own, although he helped me out. So I was very proud of that I finally learned to do something, albeit very, very simple.
That is a wholesome ass story.
That very, very unexpected and very great to hear.
That is like a tale of adulthood.
Yeah, it is.
JC coming in clutch everywhere.
Yes.
JC, man.
He wanted to do it like he always does it. I was like, no, Dad, you just have to teach me.
No, Dad.
I kind of learned it a little bit. I have 2 more things. Now, these are just because of the quarantine when it comes to purchases. Not necessarily this hat, but really any hat recently that's 7 1/4. Because as you can tell, I have not shaved my head yet, which I think I might have to. So my head also grew bigger. I don't know if you guys are having this issue. I went from a 7 1/8 to 7 1/4, which kind of super sucks because I have like 60 hats that are like 7 1/8, which I can't.
It's your hair.
Head grew. Oh, because of the hair?
The hair.
No, not because of the hair. Even before this grew out, the 7 1/8 don't fit me anymore. It gives me a headache.
You're getting smarter, brother. I mean, there's nothing else I can say. We know. Yeah, that's the answer. I got a big ass head. None of the hats fit me. I'm smart as fuck.
And the last thing are these FDA approved KN95.
Why? Why are these your top 5?
Brother, we gotta sometimes go out. I gotta get food sometimes for Anna, go to the grocery store, or I gotta go to the office and stuff. You have to have masks. But more
You're not
so,
wrong.
Since we
You're not wrong.
bulk, we give these to the doctors that we work with.
You're right. As I have.
I feel a lot better having these than just like the routine ones, even though the routine ones are fine. These have come very, very handy as I don't feel as bad going out. And I think I should be good to go as far as the Rona. But those are the top 5 acquisitions. A lot of them pertain to kind of what we're going through right now.
Oh, man. Hey, like Miles was saying, A very unpredictable list, but a very good one. And I love the stories we got right behind him. Let's see here, guys. I'm not going to go through my 5, but I have one, and of course, touching as well. Ever since 1997, when I first met Fat Boy, he always gave me his wallet. So it's, of course, this is the top acquisition. And since then, I shit you not, since 1997, I've never purchased my own wallet. About every 5 or 6, 7 years or so, Fat Boy has given me a wallet, whether it be used, which I don't care, or new. And of course, the latest wallet he gave me was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. It was a blue Goyard. It was a blue Goyard wallet. And I lost it on my birthday last year, and God, always on my birthday. I lost a Louis Vuitton when he gave me on my birthday 5 years ago, and he never let me hear the end of it. And then of course I lost this one on my birthday. So do you guys see a pattern? Only get drunk on my birthday. So
I would say,
other than that, I'm always in control.
Don't bring your wallet.
You lost it, but then what happened?
I'm always in control, like Move. And like Drew's asking what happened, I got my wallet back. How? Because a good Samaritan found my wallet, called, even though my address and my business card was in there, he decided I had Gigi's driver's license for whatever reason in my wallet. He looked her up on Facebook and messaged her saying that he had my wallet. It was very random because I had my business card in there with my phone number. He could have hit me up, but he decided to hit up Gigi.
Was he of Latino descent?
He was of a white descent.
Nah, that's probably why.
But
open and shut case.
Open and shut case. I had $60 in there, cash, and all my cards were already canceled. But I told him, "Hey, keep it." He goes, "No. What kind of a man would I be?" And I was like, "Hey, man, thank you." So I spent the $60 on something else.
That sounds very white.
Did he really say, "What kind of man would I be"?
He did not say that because, but he did say no. He definitely denied my offer. That's my dumbass dog, which I love so much. He's laying low next to me right now, and he is definitely my greatest dude. Look, the funny thing is, I would not ever.
You'll remember this is the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
You ever crossed Captain James?
Oh, fucking Callie, that's hilarious,
dude.
Awesome.
He hates me, dude. It's so funny. Look at that!
Oh, wow, these are some beautiful pictures.
Is that actually your truck?
That's me. That's me. That's me.
That's the picture you took.
Yeah, I drove to the summit. I drove to the summit of a mountain.
That looks like a Jeep commercial, brother.
Dude.
Yeah, it does look like a Jeep commercial.
That was my life for 4 years, fellas. 6 months of snow, and I don't know why it was 6 months, but just always 6 months of snow and 6 months of just nice, cool weather. But
that's awesome,
dude. My neighbor. So if you can't see it, but in the very front, there's a it's called a wench. Wench. And he kept on trying. Yeah, good, nice, Drew. He kept the little metal thing next to my license plate. Yeah, right there. He kept on being like, "Hey, man, you've been here for like 4 fucking years, man, and you never use this shit. Let's get stuck in the fucking snow and use it." I'm like, dude, you need to relax. No, there's no cell phone.
Was this the guy that was on mushrooms a lot?
And acid, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The one that always asked me to do it and always said, "Hey, let's get weird." And then I was like, "What do you mean weird?" And then he would never answer me what weird meant. But then later on, he would do like funny stuff with other people. But you know what? If he ever sees this thing, I apologize, Holden. I'm not making fun of you. I love you. And Miles,
I was made fun of your forest people, bro.
Look at my top games. Look at my top games, man. Look at that Tetris, man. How you gonna? You know the one guy who ever beat me. Dude, Tommy Tran, Teapot Tommy beat me in fucking Tetris in my own house. That's wow. Disrespectful.
Tommy is actually very good at board games.
Well, so are we, brother. Come on, don't say board games.
But surprisingly so. Like I didn't think he would be bad, but he's like really good. Now, if you guys
better than us though.
Me and Miles and you are pretty good. Moo's pretty good too.
Right.
Me, Miles, and Jessica beat like 8 people once, just the us 3 playing Cranium.
Okay.
What was horrifying is how bad Richard was.
Richie is the worst at board games.
Like
Guys.
it's like his brain short circuits when it comes up to his turn. Like
Look. It's like anything else, man. He's this good at 3-pointers, so you're gonna have. It's like when you're creating a player in NBA Jam. If you use too much one attribute, you got to have less of the other. Am I right?
like you ran out of all of your budget for the other attributes. But I know exactly what you mean.
Oh man, goddamn, gentlemen, are we gonna go into the next goddamn fucking subject? The ever so crazy topic of Jordan versus LeBron. Are we discussing this, gentlemen?
Let's do
We're gonna
this.
do a real quick one. Who do you got?
Come on. Oh, if you're talking about me, look, I'm not as hip to the chips and the tips as you guys on sports stats. So all I know is that, hey, I see one thing, man. It's who had the bigger heart. To me, Jordan. So if who had the bigger heart, he's better than LeBron. You can give me all the numbers and stats and all that other crap that you want to give me. That's fine. I'm not going to see it. I'm going to miss me with that. That's what I'm trying to say. Gentlemen, Drew, why don't you go first, brother?
All right.
What is your discussion on Jordan versus LeBron?
I'm gonna go back to the tread lightly comment. I don't know about you.
You tread lightly? You better tread lightly, man. Don't make me call him right now.
He about to pull up on your ass.
Dude, he's right behind you.
Brother, pop the trunk on your ass.
I'm Jordan over LeBron.
Okay.
Right now, for me, GOAT is Jordan over LeBron. But to say that LeBron is not in the discussion, I don't think is a valid. I don't think that that's a good argument. What do we have? Jordan's got 6 chips. He's got 6 Finals MVPs. He's got 5 MVPs, 1 Defensive Player of the Year, like 10 first team. But and what? LeBron's got 3 chips, 3 Finals MVPs, 4 MVPs as far as just regular, 5 first teams, no Defensive Player of the Year. But his stats are a lot better than Jordan's.
Sure.
Because he's played longer. But you can't fault LeBron James for playing longer. He came
No.
into the league when he was 18 years old.
Yep.
Okay. So
Yep.
because he's got better stats, and because he's been in the games there, he's had more games. You still have to give it to him that he started out and he was a superstar ever since he was 18. I think
True.
they said something like he's been in the last 9 finals. So I'm still Jordan over LeBron. But when it's all said and done, especially now that we're the old heads, you know, we're the guys saying Bill Russell and George Mikan are the best to this new generation.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's too far off to say that these two are comparable. And right now, if it's Jordan, it's going to be LeBron that everybody's going to have that measuring stick to, versus just saying there's no measuring stick. It's Michael Jordan, nobody else, you know?
Okay.
You better chill with that talk, because Mike Fam might come out here with all these fucking Kobe statistics and stuff like that.
So the whole Olympics point that he was making about the Kobe as a team player, I didn't understand that, but that's my thing. I'm still Jordan over LeBron, but that is 1A and then 1B, which will 1B eventually surpass 1A? We will see, because he's only 30, what? 36? 35?
Yeah.
2003, he was what, 19? So
Yeah.
like 35, 36 years old. The guy's still going to play for another 2 or 3 years, and he might have another championship in him. So I understand the whole having the championships on Jordan's side, but I think with LeBron, his numbers, when it's all said and done, he might end up being number 1 in a lot of things. And his assist almost double Jordan's.
Yeah.
So,
Honestly, the only people, and you know, I throw myself in that group too, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. But the only people saying that there's no discussion are the people that are just literally measuring the heart. Because obviously, if you stack numbers versus numbers, you guys obviously said LeBron has more. It's literally just the heart. You see, it's immeasurable in my opinion. It's immeasurable. That's why someone like Fat Boy is going to say no discussion, because that's all. You know, it's a strong opinion. That's all it is. And yeah. Anyway, Miles, your thoughts?
You know, I think I am one of those people who has always been kind of a LeBron hater. So I think, I'm a player hater. So if there's a player, I'm gonna hate him.
Why?
And
Why?
LeBron's kind of like the player right now, and I'm just gonna hate him. And obviously, I have these fond memories of Jordan being like an unstoppable force. And so,
Yeah.
like, the thing is, like, I think LeBron is gonna go down as probably one of the top 3 greatest NBA players of all time.
No question.
But I think there was like there's just a little bit. I think as far as talent, they're very comparable. But I think Jordan had a little bit more of a mentality edge. I think LeBron was a little bit too prone to like finding these comfortable situations for
Correct.
success.
Correct.
Like he'd put these
Correct.
teams together or whatever. And like when he'd lose to the Golden State Warriors, which is like one of the greatest teams ever assembled, he would make these kind of excuses and stuff like that. And then Jordan, like even in this documentary that just happened, this Last Dance, you saw when Jordan lost to the Detroit Pistons, it must have been like an absolutely gut-wrenching kind of loss given Jordan's like kind of cutthroat mentality. But he, in the interview after the game, after he had just been eliminated, he was like, they were the better team than us, and we'll come back. That's what his attitude was. Whereas LeBron was like, making excuses and then saying that like, well, I still think that like, that time that I won 3, I came back against the Golden State Warriors and won that was the greatest performance ever. And so Jordan would never kind of like reference these kind of like situations of, whatever, like in an interview like that. Jordan would not have ever done that. I think Jordan was always the kind of person who would just like, play the game and then let the chips kind of fall where they may. So that's why I kind of always feel like Jordan has that edge. He's not someone who like is trying to kind of craft a team together that's like, using his like leverage and stuff like that. He's always going to, use his team, rely on his team, and then, at the same time expect a lot of his team, but then, try to be the best that he can be. And so like, I think when this documentary came out, it made me all the more respectful of Jordan. And,
absolutely.
That's probably all I have to say about it.
Yeah, Dad, yeah. Crying Jordan. with the green screen. Okay. I did. Moo, what are your thoughts, my brother?
So here's the thing. I don't get involved into arguments or discussions like that. For the simple fact that we're not going to see them go. We're not going to see them go against each other to figure it out, right? But so I'm not going to say which one's better than the other. I will point these things out though. Is Jordan, I think, is the easy answer of saying the GOAT, right? I think it's just the easy, natural. You don't know anything about basketball. You don't know anything about sports. Oh, yeah, Jordan's the best. Yeah. And, I mean, and when he played, he was balling. I mean, he argued, without a doubt, the best player in the league. And when you go back and you look at, like, the highlights, like Miles mentioned from the documentary, and you had old-ass Larry Bird trying to guard him. He was making him look like an idiot. The first championship that he won against the Lakers, old-ass Magic Johnson trying to guard him, made him look like an idiot. So that was the first championship, right?
Yeah.
Second championship, Trailblazers. Clyde Drexler, pretty damn good player. Not going to be considered, one of the best, but top 50 for sure. But, Clyde's Clyde.
Yeah.
Then you look at the third one, Phoenix Suns. Who was guarding him? Probably fucking Dan Marley? Like, who was trying to check Danny Ainge? Like, who was trying to check him again for the Suns? I don't even remember who the shooting guard was for the Suns. I remember Kevin Johnson. I remember Charles Barkley and Dan Marley. Dan Marley or Danny Ainge ain't going to check a player like Michael Jordan. Then you look at the next one against the Supersonics.
Craig Elo.
Yeah, or Craig Elo. Like, are you like? Did y'all see whenever Ron Harper said you're going to put Craig Elo on Jordan? Man, that's some bullshit. Exactly. It was some bullshit. Then you look at the next win against the Supersonics. Yeah, Gary Payton, point guard. Yeah, Sean Kemp. But who was their shooting guard?
Hersey Hawkins?
Exactly. We don't even know. We have no clue who the damn Seattle Supersonics guard was. So once again, kind of look at that, of who he's matched up with. And the final two, the Utah Jazz. Fucking Jeff Hornacek? Are you serious? Are you serious?
And Byron Russell, which he pushed off.
Yeah, and which ain't even going to be in the top 300 best NBA all-time players. So yeah, like I get it. I get it where Jordan could only play against the guys that he had to play against. I get it. I completely understand it. That's why I don't like getting into these arguments. So I'll just say like my group of like kind of like my top three that I go with in no particular order are going to be Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. I mean, it's just.
Who do you personally like better between Jordan or LeBron? You specifically. Doesn't matter who's better. Who do you like better?
Yeah. No.
I'd have either one of them on my team.
No, okay. So do you like Olajuwon better than Charles Barkley?
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Do you like Olajuwon better than Jordan? Did you like one over another one?
Yeah, it's not
Drew,
even like it's not even. I don't know how to. Yeah, like I don't know how like I would like because I think that the main argument is which one is better, and I can't without seeing them play against each other in their primes, without like seeing that and just knowing that like having that doubt in my mind if Jordan were to play nowadays, would he still be as productive? I'm going to say yes, but I know that LeBron would fuck up their world back in those days. So it's just different games and different times. And I personally don't like to get into the different time zones argument, the different eras argument. It's just if I saw it, then I could like maybe say something about it. But
fair enough.
But at the same time, I feel like LeBron is a beneficiary of these like rules now, where like you really can't like physically guard people these days.
But they were also saying back then, Will Chamberlain was saying that Jordan was also benefiting from those new rules that they had.
Right. Exactly. Like for example, like if you look at that 92 Dream Team, right? That is considered the benchmark. It's considered awesome. But you really think that 92 Dream Team would have beaten like the 2001 or 2000 or 2004 Dream Team when it was like Kobe, LeBron, KD? Like, no fucking way. No way. Like, you had old Magic Johnson, old Larry Bird, John Stockton, who's, I'll give props to John Stockton, but still, he's not going to be able to keep up with those guys. And Christian Laettner, like, come on, man. Like, that's 4 or 5 of the guys, like, not going to be able to hold a jock strap to, like, that Olympic team. It's just not going to happen.
That also means that the 2028, 2032 Dream Team is going to be able to beat the shit out of the 2008 just because of technology and advancements and stuff like that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, do I think that Jordan's game would translate today, which is how I kind of rank my players? Absolutely. I think Jordan would definitely be a 25, 26 point scorer night, but I don't think that he would be as dominant as he was back then. Just because name out the premier guards that he had to go up against, like Joe Dumars. Like, I'm not putting Joe Dumars anywhere in my top anything for basketball. I'm just not. So,
if Jordan was born 1984. Right, and he had basically all this technology and tools that we have now. It would be awesome. It would have been cool.
Yeah. I think that like his game would translate. That's why I always. And I know you guys hate me for this. I know y'all hate me for this. I do not put Larry Bird in my top anything, just because I don't think that his game would translate to today. I put my rankings for guys that their games would translate on no matter what era they're playing in. Like I would put, I'd put Oscar Robertson up there because I think that his game would translate. I would put Wilt Chamberlain up there because I know his game would translate. I know from like the guys today, you put Kevin Durant in the 60s, he's gonna fuck their world up. I just don't see Larry Bird being a dominant player in today's NBA.
There's white
You don't think
people
he can't play,
everywhere.
though?
There's white people everywhere punching the air right now.
Yeah,
Oh, no question.
You don't think he's better than like a Kyle Korver?
I put him like the same as like I would. That's actually a great comparison. I would put him as a Kyle Korver.
Larry
He
Bird
never
could pass too. Offensively, the guy was ridiculous.
Yeah, but like he wasn't fast. He wasn't quick. Like today's NBA, like prime example. You look at that clip whenever Jordan was like his second or third year, and he had to score like 60 points a night, and they lost. Like he was fucking Bird up, fucking him up, and we just confirmed that players are bigger, faster, stronger now. So I just don't think that Bird's game. Is he an NBA player? Absolutely. No question.
Okay, I thought
Bird's
you were
an
saying,
NBA
like,
player.
He wouldn't even sniff the league, and that's ridiculous.
No. Larry Bird is for sure an NBA player. He's just not a dominant NBA player in today's game. Not even close.
There was actually a quote from one of the VHS movies I watched, and I think it was the Larry Bird documentary, and it was like people were saying, "Man, if he was black, he would be an average black player, NBA player." That's what I watching on VHS. I mean, he didn't, he still got his scoring, his titles and whatnot. But that's what I remember watching. I was like, damn, they gonna say that about him?
Right.
Yeah. They're like, if you
you can just, like I said, you can just kind of look at. I'm just talking about just from an athletic standpoint. Like you just look at it, right? You just look at him, and it's just like, man, like I get it. Bird has a lot of records, but